Hi guys, it's me Giovanni, and today, finally back with another video. Thank God. At first, I thought I was gonna make a video about something else entirely, but then I felt like, no. I wouldn't think talking about that thing would, be necessary. And there was also this other thing, where, let's just say it's also unimportant, especially since, earlier someone commented on one of my posts, especially my most recent one, and thank God they actually understand me, and understand that, that people are just crazy. That's all I'll say. But anyways, so I really wanted to make this video for quite a while. A little while. I saw the Unwithered Truths video about Cassidy. The fifth missing child. The one you shouldn't have killed. And many, many other names. And she's still unknown, right? Right. But his theory, well, at least most of it, was pretty good. I liked it. Like Cassidy actually going missing, being experimented in the FNAF 4 bedroom, and Michael being the one to, have her remnant inside of him. You know what? That actually would make sense. And her appearance in Ultimate Custom Night being the vengeful spirit instead of her just being inside Golden Freddy, might explain that, I guess, being sort of rewritten and not actually looking the way she's supposed to look, at least described in one of the books, to be rather obvious about it. I mean, there's still no clear confirmation about the rest of the characters or stuff like that, but it's okay. I mean, is there supposed to be? Maybe. But, I also thought about it, and if Scott really intended for the things that he intended to be left out in the open, to be confirmed by people talking about it, like people thinking that William Afton had a family, and that the crying child and the FNAF 4 bully were his children. The FNAF 4 bully, the one in the Foxy mask, was indeed Michael Afton. Then that's completely fine. And Michael Afton, presumably, is still alive in the current timeline. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Even if, the whole security breach, secret room that looks like Michael Afton's, the FNAF 4, the Williams house with the living room, and when Michael watched his favorite soap opera, it's not exactly confirmation that Michael Afton survived and is living in the Pizzaplex. It's just a room that's there. But Michael Afton is still alive. At least we don't see him, of course. But anyways, about Cassidy. There have been many theories about Cassidy and Golden Freddy, of course. And due to Unwithered's theory, the Unwithered Truths theory, I really like it. especially with Cassidy, with some of the lines in the survival logbook. He says that Cassidy, well, I would say that Cassidy sacrificed her birthday to give to the crying child, which is sad, but sweet, but sad. And Cassidy is still angry at William, even though, like all the other children, she's still kind, she's still nice and sympathetic, and she knows about William. But now, even though the Talbot files are a complete hoax, they're completely fake, it does give us some information about Cassidy, or at least close enough, with her family. Her mother, Marianne, and her father, Emmett. Her mother, Marianne, was killed by William Afton and found dismembered in the backyard. I am not kidding. It's said in that hoax. I can't say it. It's said in the Talbot files, which is fake, that it says Cassidy's mother, Marianne, was murdered by William Afton, dismembered, found in the backyard. And it happened in 1983, 2 years before Cassidy would go missing with the other children, if you know what I mean. And sorry. Anyway. And apparently, people have recently concluded that Cassidy's death wasn't as simple as the other children. She was spring-locked in the Golden Freddy suit, which is way more brutal than, I don't know, being stabbed to death or decapitated. Yeah, definitely more brutal. And those are the two reasons. Cassidy being spring-locked, and 2 years before that happened, her mom was murdered by William Afton, dismembered and found in the backyard. And, yeah, those are the reasons why Cassidy is probably angry at William. Most than the other children. And rightfully so. Understandably. She has every right to be angry at him. And I do not blame her if that would have been true. Which, obviously, the Talbot files are fake. It is not true. Cassidy's mother did not die. And her parents' names were not Marianne and Emmett, but I still like to say they are. Just in case. But, yeah, Cassidy is only described in the Fourth Closet book, having long black hair, a girl with long black hair, and maybe even pale skin. And people would take that as maybe Cassidy being Asian, or at least ambiguously Asian or just white. I don't know. But I created this image. Obviously, AI is not perfect. But hey, at least it did the job, mostly. Even if some of the things, like the room, for example, was questionable with some of the items, but that's okay. Cassidy looks Asian. She looks cute. I would imagine Cassidy being reborn as a teenage girl, wearing a yellow romper with white dots, polka dots. And Yeah. Um, Even though there's still some obvious flaws with the I can't say it. The Unwiffered Truths video, like for example, in FNAF World, in the files, um, there's presumably the main character's own happiest day, which, if it was Cassidy, it would probably be unlikely because it involves a three silhouettes, presumably a parent with their children, watching TV, I guess? And, yeah, how would that be considered Cassidy's or anyone else's happiest day? It is a weird cutscene, but it's fine. Would I... Sorry about that. Do I still like the Unwiffered... I can't... No. Do I still like the Unwiffered Truths video about Cassidy? Yes. Very much so. Even though there are still flaws in certain theories, including recent ones that most of the time don't make any damn sense to me, I do like it. And I think it gives Cassidy some more character, I think. But still, about certain characters, we don't know about their lives, their families, their birthdays, like anything at all. We only know about their physical appearances and what they actually do in the games, or what their personality is, especially due to their voices. Mostly due to the animatronics. I mean, FNAF was originally about the animatronics, but then it became more about the story about the human characters. But, yeah, FNAF itself doesn't focus that much on human characters, at least in my opinion, but I'm not complaining about that. I mean, it's fine. If it's just a story, then it's just a story. And most people consider, well, I'm at least talking about this right now, people consider the Steel Wool era Five Nights at Freddy's to be in its own separate continuity, or if it's its own, like, separate kind of canon where it's still connected, but it's so separate that they just consider it non-canon to the original, like, main story, and that's completely fine. That's completely understandable. But still, yeah, also, Cassidy is not the princess in the Princess Quest arcade game. It's clearly Vanessa. The whole, like, Cassidy being the princess was just a file mistaken. A whole file mistake. A mistaken file. But, yeah, sorry if this video is kind of a mess, but anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it or not. Please stay safe. Please, for the love of God, stay safe out there. Stay at home, stay away from things that might make you uncomfortable in the outside world. See you in the next video someday. Do you like my version of Cassidy? Okay, anyways, bye.